Hey, before you watch this, please hit the subscribe button. When's Bain's pro day so we can get so we can have 33-inch arms again?
I assume, I don't know. Let's Google Miami
arm
Pro.
arm length gate.
Who's doing it?
I mean, it's going to get longer, right? The
Next
question is
Monday.
just by how much.
Next Monday. Should we go down?
Yeah.
To Miami?
You want to run the tape measure
Let's
over?
go to Coral Gables and let's get. Yeah.
Who was it
They
recently?
need like 4 people checking this thing.
Somebody-
We'll get a range. It'll be like 30 and a half to 32 and a quarter or something.
It was on our 33rd team call, right, where somebody was suggesting that they need someone of your height to run the tape measure just because tall guy, like you're trying to reach the tall guys, you're going to be in the wrong place.
This is like behind the scenes, former NFL GMs, executives,
Right.
TV people, all chatting. And I suggested, I was like, hey guys, while we're talking about Bain's arm length, by the way, the last 2 years of combine, people hadn't seen these numbers. The last
Right.
2 years of combines, 80-something% of players had a longer arm length at their pro day. And a certain former GM jumped in and said, it's not, don't trash the scouts. It's not easy for them. Sometimes they can't reach, the top of the collarbone and the shoulder and and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's, it's difficult. The scouts have to be the psychologist, football expert, and a tailor all at the same time. It's not easy doing all these things.
And then they suggested that someone of your height is necessary for the tall people.
I'll do it. You teach me, teach me how to do it. I'm pretty handy.
Teach you where the spot is.
With the tools.
Yeah.
Like what's the official measurement style? And then I'll help out with Reuben. I'll get him over 32.
Right.
So now I've got a debate here. I got the Titans at 4. We have Monson Delane with the surprise. This would never happen on draft night, Sam. We know
never.
that. There's no surprises.
There have never
ever.
been surprises in the draft, as we all know.
I love that. By the way, I did love Delane's tape as well.
It's really good.
The concern for me there is he wasn't that dominant at Virginia Tech. Like he was fine at Virginia Tech. So how do you? It's Devin Witherspoon had elements of this when he came out. His final year was so good, and if you just watch the final year tape, it's like, yeah, this makes perfect sense. And of course, Witherspoon's looked great.
And it's like what we were saying. Like there's definite power to the idea of when a corner has been like when his entire college career has got absurd numbers. There's some real strength to that in terms of predictability. Less so when it's 1 year. But that 1 year was pretty spectacular.
It was. So, I mean, I liked it too, but you just look at, there's other concerns there. I'm like the, wet blanket.
And do we think he's going to clear like a good 40 threshold? Because that is the one position where I do wait the 40 time a good bit.
What are you looking for in that?
Anything that starts with a 4.4. I'm less worried about it, but there's a pretty bad record of guys that are 4.5 or slower, and didn't run at the combine. I know that was when he was a hot name in like January, it was like, he's really good, but just how good of an athlete is he? I think if I'm going to take him top 3, I want to see him come out and run like a 4.45 probably. And then I'd be more comfortable with it. But that's like the one position 40 time dialogue can be a little bit of a headache between, people, but I do think that's the one position where it really matters.
I would assume from watching his tape that he would be in the 4.4 somewhere, but I don't think he's an absolute blazing speedster or anything, but I think he's fast enough.
I thought his footwork overall was outstanding. It was his movement skills. He's also next. We'll go to LSU too. We'll get Miami and LSU next Monday. Their pro days.
Just take him in back to back.
Yeah, right. We'll go. We'll get, because I only trust my stopwatch.
He's also got pretty short arms, by the way. So you're not getting, if you hate short arms with Reuben Bain, Delane's got pretty short arms.
At corner?
Yeah.
All right, I'm up at 4. Delane off the board. Arvell Reese off the board. I'm kind of excited for the Titans at 4 here because.
For your running back?
Yeah, Jeremiah Love, culture changer here. Marcus, were you surprised at how much we heard about Jeremiah Love going to, like how much supposedly the Titans, Giants, and Commanders, but especially the Titans, loved Love coming out of the combine to the point where people think this is like a realistic possibility at 4?
I wouldn't say I was surprised, no, but it was definitely notable. Like that was kind of the talk of the town. After Mendoza's locked in at 1, and then Jeremiah Love is. You can't say he's a perfect prospect, but if you just want to nail the pick and feel good about it in a league that honestly there's been a little bit of a zig to the zag in terms of running back value and running the football. And I think we've seen so many examples, whether it's Saquon Barkley or even Derrick Henry in Baltimore a year ago, Christian McCaffrey, before all the Achilles stuff, there's so many examples. Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan, like of these guys being, you put them in a good situation, they can truly elevate an offense. I think we're at a point where it's less crazy to just, especially in a weaker draft where you got question marks, it's just kind of easy to talk yourself into Jeremiah Love, but you're always going to come back to those value debates, of course.
Now, since this is slightly predictive and a lot of what we would do, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go Jeremiah Love, despite, more sense being made around that than in the past. I'm excited that I get to choose between Reuben Bain and David Bailey because I'd be happy with either one. And I'll admit the arm length thing scares me a little bit on Bain. I don't like chasing outliers. Again, I always like to reference you have to have inliers to have outliers, right? So you have to define what you care about and what you like.
And as much as I joke about the arm length, I'm almost 100% sure his arms will get longer when they get measured at the pro day. But it would have to get. There's no way he clears the threshold, right? Even if they put an extra inch on him, he's still under the number that everyone wants to see.
And it's not like I hate sitting here splitting hairs about this, but if he hits 31.5, and the peace of mind that you would have drafting him when you say, okay, that's where Melvin Ingram was. Melvin Ingram was an elite hands user, power player. You could say the same about Bain as far as his power goes. And the other thing that I'll say, when you're looking at an edge rusher, we talk about get off, we talk about speed to power, and we talk about bend a lot. And the fact that he has the speed to power, or just power generally, and the bend, doesn't necessarily have the get off, right? So the arm length thing wouldn't matter as much if he had David Bailey's burst and get off and everything. It's like dude can win with speed, but Bain's a unique prospect for me because of the power and the bend, which you don't necessarily see that combo. It's usually get off and bend. It's usually like what it's just the way players are built.
I don't know how big he is anymore because one of the other
weighted in the 260s.
Everyone was so focused on the arm length. It's like the dude came in at 260 something when everyone expected him to be like 275, 280. That's almost more concerning to me than the arm length stuff.
So
here's where I disagree with that. I love his size. 6'2", 263. That's like the perfect compact ball where he's coming in at a low leverage point. It kind of works in his favor with the short arm length at times because guys kind of struggle to get their hands on his chest, and then he can get up and under with that kind of hump move bull rush. That's a big reason I love David Walker last year was that he's 6'1", 266, and it's just how do you fully get your hands on that frame? I think it plays into his advantage.
I have no problem with his height. It was that I was expecting him to be 15 pounds heavier than he was.
It'd be cooler if he was 280, and it's look at this guy bend at 280. I'm with you, Marcus, because I'm a big fan of just having different style rushers as well. And it's like treating a tackle like a hitter, where you're throwing different pitchers at him or throwing different pitches at him.
Or moving against a guard where he was awesome.
Yeah.
So all that said, I'm going to do a little bit of what I think the Titans would do here, and a little bit of I'm content with both Bailey or Bain. I'd be happy with either one. I believe David Bailey for Robert Saleh for what they want to do defensively. I think they want the burst. I think they want the speed, the twitchiness that David Bailey brings to the table. I think that complements Jermaine Johnson, who they traded for, Jeffrey Simmons on the interior, John Franklin Myers. I think and even last year's second-round pick, Olu Oladejo, who was a linebacker conversion, who's a young edge rusher he's not going to win with just pure athleticism and speed off the edge. I think that's the missing piece for Tennessee's defensive line here. So I'm going David Bailey for the Titans here at 4. Elite pass rusher, was much better against the run last year, and completely different style player from Bain. And I think that's a key here that I think the Titans want that speed off the edge in David Bailey.
Done. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a video.
You heard the man. Subscribe.